What's up? Welcome in to A to Z Sports Live on a Thursday. Gonna have a good show. Not third string Thursday, JT. We get a second run at trivia.
Yes, we do. Redemption.
Yesterday's board was insane at trivia, but Easton had something to do this morning, so switching some things up a little bit. But Easton and I will do our dueling mock drafts on a Friday morning tomorrow. But JT, we're here to discuss the forgotten draft option, Carnell Tate, Ohio State wide receiver. How in the hell, however, could a wide receiver from Ohio State be a forgotten draft pick option in the top 5 of the NFL draft? Well, that is the situation it feels like. And Jeff, I knew Jeff Ribble. This is bait right here. This is the only time I've ever clickbaited somebody on our show because I was just dangling this out here for Jeff. This is my show. This is my show. And then he says, don't respond to this yet, JT. Oh, great. We got the guy who thinks Carnell Tate is Corey Davis. Don't respond to that yet. Don't. Hold your tongue for like 5 minutes. And then I'll let you just do whatever you feel like you need to do with that responsibility, with that comment. I'm gonna make sure we star that comment so you can easily find it as you're just fuming right now and barely controlling your emotional regulation right now. So, all right. Going to have a great show today because one of the top mock drafters in the NFL draft experience said some positive things about Carnell Tate and the Titans at 4. So we'll talk about that. He had his pro day at Ohio State yesterday. So pro day season is in full swing and feels like it's moving very fast. Tom Thumb, is it really forgotten if I'm watching a show about it? We haven't really talked much about Carnell Tate or taking the Carnell Tate at 4 conversations that seriously. So we're going to do that today. And then just to play out the scenario, we're going to do a 4-round Titans mock draft with Carnell Tate being the 4th overall pick, just to see if we like it. Test drive, right? Shout out Autoport Nashville. We're going to test drive Carnell Tate today and see what happens. Yes, exactly. Absolutely. See what happens here on a Thursday. So JT, what's up? Welcome in. I'm glad that as Coach Dave McGinnis would say, you've kept your powder dry through the cold opening and not taken Jeff's bait as Jeff took our bait exactly how we expected him to.
Listen, I know where to pick and choose my battles. That's one thing. I will wait to strike when the iron's hot, much like we will be doing later on the show, probably. And it gives me more time to, get all of my thoughts in a row to unleash here in a second. And that's for later. But like you said, no third string Thursday was certainly a surprise to me this morning, which, hey, upgraded on a Thursday. No longer third string.
Wow.
We've upgraded.
Makes me feel
how about that? Like you said, we'll have another chance at trivia, maybe some redemption today. Exciting day. A beautiful Thursday morning. Hopefully all of you guys are doing well. I am doing fantastic. It is MLB opening day for me. There was a baseball game last night, but today is my day. This is one of the most special days for me in all of the calendar. As I'm wearing my Mets jersey, please do not contact me between the hours of 12:15 and 2:15 today. Wow. I will be not looking at my phone. I will be working.
2-hour baseball game?
Yeah, well, it's been getting better.
Yeah, give me a break.
It's been getting better.
Or is that just as long as you're going to be tuning out after the Mets, or just like the season's already over?
Yeah, it might be. The season might be over after that. You are right. Either way, excited to get that underway. Excited to talk about Carnell Tate today, the mysterious 6th option for the Titans at 4th overall that we haven't really talked a lot about yet, but we are today. And for Austin, who says nobody cares about baseball, there's a lot of comments in the chat this morning about baseball. People excited to watch baseball this morning, putting everybody's teams in the chat here. Good to see all that. Before we get to today's topic, though, need a couple things from you guys first and foremost. If you are watching over on YouTube, we appreciate you guys watching over there. Hit that like button. Make sure you are subscribed to the show. Also hit that bell notification icon so that you do not miss out on any of our shows and when we exactly go live every single weekday morning. If you're watching over on Facebook, we appreciate you guys watching over there. I see you, Roy, Jordan, Danny, Ken. Begrudgingly, I see Jeff over there. Good to see all of you guys this morning. Hit that like button. Make sure you like the page. Share the show with a Titans fan in your life that wants to get in on the Carnell Tate discussion this morning. And with that, Austin, let's get this thing going.
Soon officially welcoming the A to Z Sports here live on a Thursday. I'm Austin Stanley. He is JT Runke. We are power driven by AutoProNashville.com with 2 locations in Brentwood and Murfreesboro. We go live weekday mornings at 8:10 Central Time on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Links tweeted out segment by segment on our Twitter X timeline. That's at A to Z Sports. Follow us there. Also hit us up on Instagram, TikTok, and Threads for more great Titans content. I just dropped in the Google preferred source link. I see Ryan is back in the chat after some time off. So Ryan, if you have not seen this, follow us on Google, just with that link right there. Preferences. So when you Google Titans mock draft, Titans free agency, Titans roster, Titans cap space. Ethan did a video yesterday about the Titans cap space situation. You can Google will show A to Z Sports content if you follow us there first. So do that as well. And thanking our sponsors, they make it happen for us and they help out all of you. Auto Pro Nashville, providing an assortment, multiple types of high-line luxury vehicles at competitive prices. Those 2 locations, Brentwood and Murfreesboro, online, AutoProNashville.com. The Bone and Joint Institute, the region's destination for comprehensive orthopedic and sports medicine care, online, boneandjointtn.org. And Window Nation, take advantage of their spring sale. 50% off all window styles. You could get 0% financing for up to 2 years. This month, your estimate is always free at windownation.com. So Curtis just says, so Carnell Tate detractors, what's even wrong with Carnell Tate? And Carnell Tate has been the forgotten option for the Titans at the 4th overall pick. There's been so much conversation early on about just Arvell Reese, Ruben Bain, David Bailey. You've got Sonny Styles entered the conversation, another Ohio State player there. Carnell Tate actually, for me, was an option that I was discussing back in December and January before the season ended. And we started doing more reels. JT, you'll remember this, more reels after the show for other types of content. And I'm talking about the Titans getting a draft pick and having all this excitement over Cam throwing passes to Carnell Tate in practice and training camp and all that, getting ready for the next year. And I don't have a problem with Carnell Tate. I think why we've had Carnell Tate become this forgotten option is because Jeremiah Love has risen up the public narratives as the number 1 player in the entire draft as a running back. And he has the ability to catch passes. We've talked so many times and had all these types of conversations and show topics about Jeremiah Love, and Carnell Tate has just kind of floated off into the abyss. So let's go ahead and play this video. Daniel Jeremiah was on with Buck Rising on 104.5 The Zone yesterday, and Buck and the crew, I forget who asked this question specifically. I'm not sure if it's in the video, but Buck, Lucas, and Robert Walsh all talking to Daniel Jeremiah about Carnell Tate. And here's what DJ had to say about the Ohio State wide receiver.
As potentially a landing spot for the Titans at 4.
I think so. I mean, I'm a little surprised I haven't heard that question starting at pick number 2. If you're thinking about the Jets and their thought process of trying to lay the foundation for their quarterback that they would add in 2027, look, when you're ranked as like my 6th player, people and teams are going to have it a little different here or there, but that's absolutely in the range, in the ballpark. If you're picking 4, I mean, without question, they're doing their homework on him. And I'd applaud it if they did it. I'll be on set when that pick gets announced. And if they take Tate, I'll applaud it as doing something for Cam Ward, which I can fully appreciate. That's why I'm making the argument for Love there, but I wouldn't hate that pick at all.
I wouldn't hate that pick at all. I would applaud it twice, right? So Daniel Jeremiah, I don't know if this is the first time I've heard like one of the national main mock draft guys and draft experts, the NFL.com's lead draft expert, talking about Carnell Tate that way. And so there's a lot of different directions we can go here. I like Carnell Tate. For me, he is wide receiver 1 in this draft class. And I'll let you kind of say what you think about him and his ranking. Jordan Tyson is super talented, very impressive, has all the skill sets, has all the raw athletic ability, but he's also got a handful of injuries throughout his career. And that's a risk, especially at 4. Mekhi Lemon, I mean, kind of got some weird stuff going on with him. Just kind of got vibes are a little odd, but that's sometimes that's exactly what you want at wide receiver, right?
That's what
you
I
want
was
your
about
wide
to say.
receivers to
That's
be a
what
little off.
I love myself some Mekhi Lemon. I want a crazy person as my wide receiver 1. I don't know about you, but
he's not. He's a smaller body. He is he is a slot body, right? Now he does more than just that, but he is a slot body type, if you will. Here I am 2 days in a row talking about body types. But JT, your thoughts on Carnell Tate as wide receiver 1 conversation here before we dive into this Titans specific conversation.
I also just want to put this out there. I don't hate Carnell Tate. I think Carnell Tate is a very good football player, and he will be a productive football player at the next level. It certainly also would make sense, and I wouldn't hate it from a Titans perspective, because that is, at the end of the day, you get some help for Cam Ward at 4. Exactly what you kind of want to do with the same thing with Jeremiah Love. I come back to this idea that, like I said yesterday, you kind of want a game changer at 4, right? You want the guy that is going to help you immediately change the game, to help your team win. And if we just want to talk about my rankings, I know that I'm probably a little different on these. He is, like you said, if I could guarantee that Jordan Tyson was not going to be injured, he would be my wide receiver 1. And then I have too much love for Mekhi Lemon for me to put him anywhere else but 2. So like in my personal rankings, I would put Carnell Tate 3, but that's just me. You don't have to listen to me. Now from a draft perspective, there's a lot of talk about how he's probably the most well-rounded wide receiver out of the 3. You talk about Jordan Tyson with the injuries. He's the safest wide receiver, right? Because Jordan Tyson has those injuries. Mekhi Lemon, as you said, is more of a slot body in the slot, which, I mean, you talk about the archetype of receiver that has come out and how they've been deployed over the past couple of years. You're seeing that archetype become more and more the focal point of NFL offenses. So I'm not knocking him there, but an outside guy who wins a lot of the time, doesn't exactly have the speed, the burning speed, doesn't have the yards after the catch ability. Like, that is a guy who I look at and say, is that really going to be a game changer at 4? I'm not necessarily sold on that. I think it would be a nice piece to add to the offense here with Calvin Ridley and Wan'Dale Robinson and Chimere Dike and Elikiah Manor and all those guys for Cam Ward. But at the end of the day, you look at the comparisons that draft analysts have put. I know Jeff loves to think that I am the guy who thinks that Carnell Tate is Corey Davis, as if I did not go to the NFL Combine and hear twice out of the mouth of one of the biggest draft gurus in the entire space, Dane Brugler, the writer of The Beast, the guy who literally devotes his entire life to this thing, say that he thinks Corey Davis, there's shades of Corey Davis in Carnell Tate's game. Like, I'm not like, and that's the problem with comparisons, right? We say the comparison for Carnell Tate is so-and-so. It's Corey Davis. It's Nico Collins. It's CeeDee Lamb. It's whatever these are. And people like Jeff love to hear a name and say, great, that's what you think that's what you think this guy's going to be at the NFL level. Not as if a comparison is simply just there are shades of this guy in his game. The traits translate to this game. Jeff, I'm not saying I agree. I'm saying that people who are smarter than me.
You're sharing information.
I'm sharing information. People who think who are smarter than me about the NFL draft. I'm simply relaying that information. If you want other comps, there are a lot of people who think that he is Nico Collins and has that type of skill set. There's some people who even think he has the upside of a CD Lamb there. If you want other Corey Davis comps, there are people online who have said, tongue in cheek that Carnell Tate is Corey Davis specifically when he plays against the New England Patriots, which Titans fans should know. Corey Davis seemed to always just ball out against the New England Patriots. So this is all sort of like the shades and the comparisons of this. It's not who this player is. It's just what you see in their game and relating it to something that you've already seen in the NFL.
Yes, right. That's why comparisons are valuable if we can all be on the same page. Can we all understand what the point of the comparison is? It's a play style comparison, not a production ceiling comparison.
Yes.
And it's not also Western Michigan group of 5. That's just not the point either.
Totally missing the point.
It is do you I've said this before. I played basketball like Jersey 24 Kobe Bryant. Not 8 Kobe Bryant, 24 Kobe Bryant. Am I Kobe Bryant? No. But the way I shoot jump shots, the way I use the post-up game, that is kind of modeled after Kobe. The fadeaway, the spins, the pivoting, but I am not Kobe Bryant. And not even close. I'm not even Slobey Bryant. Whatever you want to say that is. That is the comp, right? It's that we all see guys at the Y who play ball like James Harden. Are they James Harden? Hell no. But that's the point of a player comp. Does that make sense, Jeff? Can we all understand that? That makes sense, right? That is the point of comps. It's play style, skill sets. And I'm 5'11", Bork. Go watch the videos of me standing next to Easton at Nissan Stadium at that stadium practice back in August.
Okay. Well, now Easton catching strays on what's supposed to be a third string.
I'm working for Easton today. So I get to
fair enough.
So, all right. So here's
I do want to say just my piece here, getting that diatribe, out of the way. Still, I come back to you want a game changer. My big question that I am not sold on is Carnell Tate a 1? Is Carnell Tate a game changer? And you look at what his skill set is, absolutely has the ability at the catch point, is able to win against almost anyone in contested catches, but lacks a bit of more of that, not even just the burner speed, but the top speed, right? He gets off the line, maybe not as explosive as some of the other top receivers in the class, but gets off the line just as well as anybody else in the class. Doesn't have another gear, so to say, a lot of the times in his game. So that speed is something that he kind of lacks. And then also the yards after the catch. Me personally, I want my wide receiver 1 to be somebody that you put the ball in their hands, they have the ability to just change the game in one play. Whether that be yards after the catch, running for 60 yards for a touchdown, whether it be absolutely schooling a guy on the outside. Mm-hmm. He is a really good contested catch guy who I think at this point really feels like he will fit a solid role as a wide receiver 2 in the NFL. And that's just not what I'm looking for at number 4. That doesn't mean he's not going to be super productive in the league. I think he absolutely is. But is he a game changer? I don't think so.
All right. So let's go to our first question for the audience today. And that means a YouTube poll is on the way. And I will correctly do the YouTube poll. This is also an in or out, not an in or short. poll. But
It would be in or slow today.
no, he's not slow. He's just like smooth. Carnell Tate is smooth, right?
He is smooth.
Are you in or out on the Titans drafting Carnell Tate at 4th overall? In or out on the Titans drafting Carnell Tate at 4th overall? So that poll is rolling, and I'm going to tell you guys all about our great friends at Auto Pro Nashville. Hans and his team have 2 locations in Brentwood and Murfreesboro. If you're looking for that high-end luxury vehicle for you, or maybe your buddy or your dad or somebody you know, it's like has been yearning for that dream car their entire life, Auto Pro Nashville is the spot to go in Middle Tennessee and beyond, to be honest, because they will find the vehicle wherever it is in the country. Concierge service, customer service at its absolute finest. There are several pro athletes, coaches. There's college athletes with some NIL opportunities with Auto Pro Nashville, and so when a former Titan calls Hans and says, "Hey, I'm going to be in there on Thursday. What you got for me?" Hans says, "I will get A, B, C, D, E, F, G, X, Y, Z car ready for you. So you can come in here, pick it out, go about your business," and make it as simple as that. And Hans is a great guy. He's invested in the community, invested in the sports community, whether it's his kids' youth sports, all the way up to the NIL, through the pros as well. So check them out. Autopronashville.com. Off lease is really the right term for this, because when a car is leased, a luxury vehicle is leased for 12, 24, 36 months, there's a very little miles on that vehicle, and that thing is still pristine because it's leased, and they gotta give that thing back, right? And so when you can get a vehicle from Auto Pro Nashville that's off lease, you get basically brand new for the best price you can possibly find. Autopronashville.com.
Hit that like button. Make sure you are subscribed to the show. We appreciate you guys watching along with us this morning. Let's get to some of these comments. Are you in or out on the Titans drafting Carnell Tate at 4? Rooney kicks us off and says out. Steven says he's out. Roy says he's out. Andre says he's all the way in. He has been for a while. Corey believes that there are no number 1 wide receivers in this draft. I think that's a bit of a stretch there, but an interesting take nonetheless. Swan says he's out. He loves Love at number 4. Jeff says he's in. He's in the living room with popcorn.
Of course you are, Jeff.
Is it fair to say that if the Titans draft Carnell Tate, he will convert from a Colts fan to a Titans fan? I feel like that has to happen.
Maybe. But I mean, he's already watching our show every day as a Colts fan. So like
he can deny it as much as he wants. He knows deep down. Titans Kyle says in. Curtis says he'll always defend his Buckeyes, so he's in. Demario says out. Brad says in. He's one of 3 people that he would consider there. G Free says he couldn't be more out. David says out. Ugo says out. Jeffrey says 100% out at 4. Open if we are trading down. Sir Kendall says out. Daniel says out. Love is the answer. Out. I wouldn't mind in a trade back. Eric says in. Out. Too many wide receivers to draft one early. This is also why I come back to this. If you want one position in this class that is going to be you can grab them anywhere in the draft from round 1 to round 7, and they probably are going to have an impact somewhere on your team in year 1. It's the wide receiver position. It is so deep. It is so deep. Out. Iron City Film. Drew Beatty says he's in. It's a top 5 player in the class for him and his film watching. Tall Texan says in. Helping Cam is priority number 1. The real number 1 is coming out next year in referring to Jeremiah Smith there. And then Bustin' Diamond says I'm in simply based on the fact that we need someone better at wide receiver 2, even if that is his ceiling.
And if the Titans draft Carnell Tate at 4, this is like a how many wrongs make a right. How many wide receiver 2s do you have to equal having one wide receiver 1? Because
Fair enough.
The Titans would have Calvin Ridley, Wan'Dale Robinson, Carnell Tate, all wide receiver 2s. Does that equal a wide receiver 1? So a joke, a kid. Like I like Carnell Tate. I want to start this off again. I like Carnell Tate as
I
a
have no
Tennessee
problem
Vols
with
fan and grad. The amount of just follow on it. I don't follow recruiting really anymore. I feel like Carnell Tate's recruitment might have been one of the last ones that I followed where I was like, God, Tennessee's going to get this guy. Where I was like in on the drama, and not the drama because he was being dramatic, but because he was a 5-star receiver that I wanted Tennessee to get. And they didn't get him, and I was bummed. And I thought they had a chance to get him, right? So I like Carnell Tate. I've enjoyed watching Carnell Tate. I'm somebody who said in the comments, I started a few comments. Christopher says, Jeremiah Smith made Carnell Tate look like a better prospect. No.
It gave
Carnell
him more
Tate's
opportunity. It gave him more opportunity to show how good he is. I think that's as far as you can take it.
Sure, but like Carnell Tate was a stud high school wide receiver prospect, went to Ohio State and was productive and continued to be productive. He was healthy. He's a good wide receiver. I saw Matt Harmon tweet this yesterday, saying Carnell Tate Tate's 77.3% success rate versus man coverage, 7th best mark for a draft prospect since the 21 class. Also dropped 0 passes, posted an all-time contested catch rate. If you're looking for a pure perimeter receiver in the draft, this is your man. So 7th best success rate versus man coverage since the 21 class. That's got a lot of other wide receivers from Ohio State in that class, in that grouping, right? And 0 drops. Now, whenever I see having really good contested catch rate in college, I'm like, is that because he can't separate in college as much because he's having more contested catches? I don't know. That's something that you have to go back and look at. But I like Carnell Tate. But I'm out on Carnell Tate at 4 overall. And it's not because I dislike Carnell Tate. It's because I think the Titans he doesn't win the tiebreakers at 4. It's as simple as that. If the Titans somehow find a trade back partner, then to the back half of the top 10 to 11, if the Dolphins love one, this would be the dumbest thing for the Dolphins to do. But if the Dolphins want to trade up from 11 to 4 and Carnell Tate's on the board at 11, if the Saints want to come up at 8, okay, I'll take Carnell Tate at 8 all day long if he gets past the Browns at 6. But for me, the tiebreaker is if Jeremiah Love is on the board, I'm not taking Carnell Tate over Jeremiah Love. If David Bailey is on the board and Jeremiah Love is not, I'm not taking Carnell Tate over David Bailey.
I agree.
Now, if you I think we in our text group yesterday, didn't we do a weird, didn't somebody throw out a weird ranking?
Yeah, I proposed the
Was
question.
that you? I couldn't tell if that was Ryan or you.
I proposed the question that if you had all of these guys here at 4, so not at 4, but let's say, at the at the top of the draft, Reese, Bailey, Bain, Styles, Love, Tate, and then drafting the rights to Jeremiah Smith next year. So you are using your pick this year to draft Jeremiah Smith. You're basically using your pick to reserve him, so you won't get him until next year. How would you rank
Which
him?
is a crazy exercise.
How would you first of all, where would he go? Because I feel like the floor is 4. I don't care. I think the Titans, if that was something you could do, the Titans, I feel like you would just eat it for a year and just move on.
Yeah, so I did have Carnell Tate over Ruben Bain in that. So and that's just where the Titans are at. They're picking 4th. He's just too low on the tiebreaker scenarios for me to draft Carnell Tate at 4. Because in this exercise, I had, removing the Jeremiah Smith thing, I had Jeremiah Love, Arvell Reese, David Bailey, Sonny Styles, and then Carnell Tate. then Ruben Bain. Now, I could even say I could flip Carnell Tate over Sonny Styles because it's helping out Cam Ward. So if I'm grading on the help Cam Ward curve, then maybe Tate bumps above Sonny Styles. But still, that's fourth on my list, and the Titans are going to have 3 picks in front of them. So there's no way, and Mendoza's one of them, there's no way that I'm going to get to my 4th option on this tiebreaker list, right? That's just how that math works out. So I'm out on Carnell Tate officially at 4. Now I will tell you,
sorry, I was just going to say, because Brandon brings this up, much like our conversation yesterday about Bain, I feel the same way in a different angle, but like the difference between Tate at 4 and who they could get at 35, I believe, and I kind of am on the same wavelength, is not significant enough to spend the top 5 pick on him. I feel kind of pretty good saying that, right? Because you invest the Carnell Tate, or if a Denzel Boston is there, if you talked about Chris Brazzell, if in the one universe where it works out, Omar Cooper is there, like those types of guys, like that is not a big enough drop off for me to say, even if you're eating the first year, like the drop off between what Chris Bell can be in a full career is not big enough for me to justify Carnell Tate at 5 or at 4.
And that's the same way I'm there too. Like the best offensive weapon is Jeremiah Love. The drop off at running back, and I've said this before, like running back, I'm fine with the duo of Tony Pollard and Tajay Spears. If the Titans brass, like I will be disappointed. It will be way more fun if Jeremiah Love is on this football team, but I'm not like the running back tandem of Pollard and Spears is not a negative in my opinion. Like I'm not sitting here going like they've got to get a running back to help Cam Ward. No, I'm saying like, no, Jeremiah Love would be awesome for Cam Ward to do so many other things, so many different things, and how he changes the big picture of the Titans offense to help Cam Ward's acceleration of growth. But I'm not interested. Mike Washington in the 4th round. Like, I mean, he's not going to be there anymore, but the Titans don't need to do that. They don't need to draft a running back on day 3. They did that last year.
No,
they don't need that, but they absolutely could use Jeremiah Love. So with Carnell Tate, they need a wide receiver in this draft class fairly high. Sure. But I just don't, again, the tiebreakers don't win out. I've heard Todd McShay say that this is the best wide receiver draft class that he has ever evaluated. I heard I don't disagree with that. Easton was talking with Zach Lyons yesterday, and you can go watch that video on YouTube talking about the Titans salary cap update. I think Zach Lyons said that he and Stoney Keeley are up to 50 wide receiver like profiles that they're doing because it's that deep of a wide receiver class.
Yep.
So I can only get there's only one Jeremiah Love. There could be a few Carnell Tates in this class. We've seen wide receivers be wide receiver 1 for so many franchises drafted on day 2 and day 3 and day 1. But I think Jeremiah Love is the running back, the guy, and that's why Carnell Tate just doesn't win any of these tiebreakers.
I think that's fair. Now, like, what is the world in which, I guess, like, you're saying that it would have to be like Bailey 2 and then Jeremiah Love at 3, and you'd start to feel.
But then Arvell Reese is right there.
Yeah. Listen, I mean, I don't know about you, and I know it's against air and it's at his pro day. I may be changing my opinion on Arvell Reese, mostly because I think he's a off-ball linebacker. Like I don't.
So, okay, in that situation, David Bailey goes to the Jets and the Cardinals draft Jeremiah Love, Sonny Styles, Arvell Reese, or Carnell Tate. There's 3 Ohio State guys. What you want to do?
I think I'm taking Sonny Styles.
So still, Carnell Tate doesn't win that tiebreaker.
Yeah, I think I'm not going to say this publicly because I'm still mulling it over, but like things are changing for me in terms of my rankings of what I would do it for. Like, and I understand. I just like, I continue to get more and more information, and more opinions that are helping me from people who are smarter than me, Jeff, once again, like that. And this is something I came away from the combine feeling that like, I don't know what the upside is for Arvel Reese at edge rusher. I don't know if the upside there is good enough to take at 4th overall.
I mean, the upside's Micah Parsons, but that's like,
sure,
there's a lot that has to happen for him.
There's a lot of wish casting you have to
yes
have.
For sure. Like that could be the ceiling, but that ceiling might be a 15-foot 20-foot vaulted ceiling, and can you get there? Can you reach it?
Sure. Yep.
All right. So super chat coming in here, and I'll update the poll on this. But Jeff says, y'all are letting Tate play next to Smith and Emeka cloud your judgments. Stan held him back a lot this year, missed him wide open a lot. Cam would be his best quarterback he'd play with. They help each other out. Again, I think we directly said that I'm not changing my view on Carnell Tate one iota because he played next to Jeremiah Smith and then Emeka Egbuka. Not one bit.
Didn't either.
Yeah.
If anything, like I said, if anything, it gave him more opportunity because those guys were getting double teamed. I think
Carnell Tate to the Browns at 6 is great. If the Browns were picking 4th and they took Carnell Tate at 4, I'm not complaining. The Browns aren't going to draft Jeremiah Love because they drafted Ohio State running back last year, Quinshon Judkins.
They drafted 2 running backs.
And so they don't need it. So the Giants at 5 are probably going to take Jeremiah Love if he's there. And then if he's not there, then Carnell Tate enters that conversation because you've got Malik Neighbors coming off the ACL, but I think Malik Neighbors and Carnell Tate as a wide receiver duo is pretty perfect.
Yeah.
But they would still take Jeremiah Love first. And I don't even know if they would take Carnell Tate at 5 if Love was gone because of what John Harbaugh wants to do on defense. So this is not an anti-Carnell Tate conversation. And I was telling this to Easton in our pre-show call. I am not anti-Carnell Tate. The why I'm out on Carnell Tate is because of the other wide receivers in this class that you can get at 35, 66 that are not Carnell Tate, but you can't get Jeremiah Love anywhere else. So I'm going to update the YouTube poll, and then we'll go ahead and jump into our 4-round Titans mock draft here.
Where we do take Carnell Tate.
Where we do take Carnell Tate. We're going to test drive Carnell Tate at the 4th overall pick. Shout out to Auto Pro Nashville. 68% of the votes say out on Carnell Tate.
So we are more out on Carnell Tate than we were on Ruben Bain.
That's right. Ruben Bain was 57%.
Yep.
Out. All right. So JT, if you will, tell us about our friends at the Bone and Joint Institute, and I will load up our 4-round mock draft with the test drive of Carnell Tate.
Yeah, make sure that you might as well just start that one so that Carnell Tate get one where Carnell Tate doesn't go 2 or 3.
Well, I'll make it happen.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Well, while you do that, I'll tell our friends about the Bone and Joint Institute. They are the region's destination for comprehensive orthopedic and sports medicine. Whenever you get hurt in life, you have to know who to trust. And that's why we trust the Bone and Joint Institute, which is located just down I-65 in Franklin with over a dozen specialists who can help you through any type of injury. They have a state-of-the-art rehab facility on campus to help your recovery and can do everything under one roof for your convenience. That includes the clinic, testing, imaging, surgery, rehab. They have it all. Do not fumble your recovery. To schedule an appointment with Bone and Joint TN or Bone and Joint, go to boneandjointtn.org.
Shout out to our friends at Auto Pro Nashville. Check them out online. Autopronashville.com is the website with 2 locations in Brentwood and Murfreesboro to find that off-lease high-end luxury vehicle at the best competitive price, most competitive price you can possibly find. Autopronashville.com is absolutely the way to go with all that. So I'm going to work on my screen share here, JT, as we get this lined up. Let's see if I can even find the right button. My goodness. Okay, so where is my mock draft screen? Why are you being difficult? All right. So we pulling this up. Are we up here yet? Come on now.
There we go.
Come on now. All right. So let me go ahead and resize us a little bit. I think I can.
Sure.
Yeah, a little resize going on action. So, all right, we're gonna go to the old mock draft simulator here. So, 4 rounds, right?
Yes.
Test driving a little Carnell Tate. Loading this baby up. Okay.
Ooh, they got the new logo and everything.
Yeah, they do. How about that? How about that? Come on, computer.
We just need to make sure that Carnell Tate doesn't go 2 or 3 because this simulator...
I can restart. I can always restart. But I have seen some of the Carnell Tates at 2 or 3 happen. Okay. All right. Here
Perfect.
we go. Yeah.
So
graphic. You guys need to update. Yeah, we're gonna get the new logo. We will do that next week.
Real.
We will have that
For
changed.
real.
Maybe tomorrow because East and I no, we're not doing live doing mocks. We've already got our mocks. All right. So Carnell Tate is 8th on this board here. So 6'2", almost 200 pounds. So Carnell Tate is the pick. All right. So
yes. So now you have your weapon for Cam Ward. What does this do at 35? Now it depends what the run is at wide receivers and at edge. It'll be very interesting to see. So there we are.
Okay.
And it turns out it was kind of a decent option because there are no wide receivers here at the top of the board on round 2. The wide receivers went fast.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and recap where the wide receivers went because we started it with Carnell Tate at 4, Jordan Tyson 8 to the Saints, which I've seen some of that. Mekhi Lemon to the Ravens, which is an interesting fit.
Love.
Then Denzel Boston to the Cowboys.
Love.
KC to the Browns. Tough for him. Omar Cooper to
Love. Man, I love all these fits for these wide receivers.
Pain.
Yeah,
all right,
man,
so
no
here we are, right? We've got.
Did Zion Young go? Is your boy?
Not. No.
Okay.
But look, every draft simulator has its own rankings and trends and all that. Here's my guy Zion Young. So if we want to follow my rules of the positions that we came up with, I'll go ahead and throw this up on the board from last week.
I offer it? Okay. I got you.
My top 10.
Yeah.
Did you have an idea?
I was just going to say, I would also throw, I'm just interested in what the interior offensive line looks like there.
Okay. I'll add it to the board here. Now, we haven't done that. I have not included interior offensive line or off-ball linebacker as in my 35th overall rankings. So, but here, Zion Young is the pick because these guys, TJ Parker, Chris Johnson, Cisse, R. Mason Thomas, they're all Brazel. They're all my board, but I have Zion Young number 1. So we go with this, right? Do we have to stay with my?
That's fine. Rules? I'm good with that. This is more so just like for me, this is more of an exercise in the narrative of taking Carnell Tate here. Okay, you get your weapon. What do you do with the next 3 or 2.5? I would call it because let's be honest, 101 is basically a top 100 pick. Well, we'll just route basically 3 more top 100 picks. What do you do to help fill out the roster then instead of going Jeremiah Love there or anything like that? So narratively, you take an edge rusher. It doesn't matter to me right now.
Yeah. That's kind of so Zion Young is my guy though. Jeremiah Love went 7 to Washington, so that makes a lot of sense. If the Titans don't take him, that's where he could fall. But it showed the Giants passed on him too, which is Interesting. Okay, so now we're at 66.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go to the all button. So here we are looking at, Surratt is there as a wide receiver. We went wide receiver and edge, right? So
Yeah, like I'm gonna be honest. You don't need to double up on wide receiver. Like at some point.
Ooh, Jeff, look at that C minus. Bummer, man.
That's funny.
I think C minus is a ridiculous grade on that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the board is there's edge. There's Keontae Scott, who had a pretty killer pro day for Miami. If you want to trust the Miami pro day, because a lot of players have had killer pro days with ridiculous numbers.
Sure.
I think Keontae Scott had a 44-inch vertical jump, which is something you can't flub. Like that's like you can't fake a 44-inch vertical jump. So that's wild. So what's our look here? It's got to be another defensive player, right?
I would think so. I mean, would you take the premium on a interior guy here?
They have Dunker as a guard. I could have sworn he was a tackle.
I mean, he has a little bit of versatility. I think he's probably a guard at the NFL level. There is another guy here, which, as people start to point out, he does have a top 30 visit with the Titans coming up, Traden Stukes, who one of the faster guys. I think he has some slot nickel versatility to his game here. Certainly, I think he has all the intangibles to be that versatile piece there, and especially with the connection now to this regime with the top 30 visit, I think that could make sense. He's a versatile piece that you could add to that room with Taylor and Flott and Winston Jr. and Amani Hooker and just kind of plug and play him there. I don't hate that. Or do you go? Yeah. So if it were up to me here, my board, I would be targeting a interior offensive lineman or a corner or corner/safety.
So I'll add safety to this spot here. See if that changed. It didn't really change much. I don't think Keontae Scott is their type of guy. I think he's not long enough. What about Dunker? Dunker is not really an option I've seen much.
Me neither. I think he goes earlier, but let's say he fall. Like I said, I mean, I wouldn't hate that. That is a guy that I think you can plug and play. Certainly,
we'll do Dunker.
Yeah, I think he's someone
marketable.
That you can just sure, right?
Okay. So now we've gone wide receiver, edge, and guard, right? There goes my guy, Ted Hurst. All right, back up on the board. See, here's the problem with doing that is because you have got all of these interior O linemen that fall here.
And that's how the board fell right now. So,
but that tends to be how it does fall.
Yeah.
And Skylar Bell.
You don't need another wide receiver, man. If you take Carnell Tate, if you take Carnell Tate in this draft, I don't want them looking at a wide receiver until maybe round 6.
So if we look at
have too many.
Yeah, if we look at all the biggest needs for this team at 101, you're seeing interior O-line.
Yeah.
Really heavy. So, we kind of screwed up the cornerback spot by going Dunker that high because there's not a corner really or really a safety in this spot either. So this is kind of, again, we're learning where the holes and the ranges are for these runs. And so I don't really like where we're at. Now we did draft Dunker, who could be a guard tackle.
Guard.
We could find ourselves a center here. And I think that would still be the best way to do this.
Who's the top? Is it Jake Slaughter? Is that the top?
Slaughter. I think
Logan
Slaughter
Jones
or Hecht. Logan Jones is a little further down.
Oh, is he on the board still?
Wait, no, he's gone.
Yeah. Okay. That's what I thought.
So Slaughter or Hecht. I think Sam Hecht is probably the fit
I would think so.
Keelan Rutledge is also gone. He went
Yeah.
several picks over here.
He went pretty early.
Yeah, he went 75. So I think Hecht is the pick. So that rounds out our that's our draft.
Yeah.
So
And like so you really helped out Cam Ward. And so like listen, we probably wouldn't go dunker and we probably would have gone a cornerback there, but like I'm never gonna say it's you can never not take too many offensive linemen, especially with how much people are complaining about how the Titans kind of ruined their offensive line this this past offseason.
yeah, so we've got, starter. I don't know if both these guys aren't going to start day one. That seems like
but they could be eventually.
They could start as the season goes on, right?
Yeah.
Zion Young, rotation is going to be whoever they drafted edge is going to be a part of a rotation, but playing a quality contributor for sure. I think the biggest miss that we have is at corner. And so even because the Titans pull the board back up because the Titans pick at 142 and 144 in the top of the 5th round, still don't really have.
I like Charles Demings. I like
but again,
I like Michael Taff as well.
I choose a safety from Texas.
That's my white boy of the year.
But I think Caps is correct. We should have gone Stoops
sure,
at 66. That would have been the best way to do it.
Yeah.
So, but having Dunker is not like a terrible idea, So, I mean, what do you think about this test drive?
It certainly tells me one thing. Like, the one thing if the pick is Carnell Tate on that Thursday and we go into Friday, I will be saying, I don't want to see another wide receiver get drafted maybe this entire draft. So let's say you come out of here with 2 wide receivers in this draft, right? Okay, so then you have Calvin Ridley, Carnell Tate, Wan'Dale Robinson, Chimere Dike, Alec Iomanner.
Bryce Oliver's playing gunner, right?
Oh, so Bryce Oliver, and then and then your other guy that you drafted. So are you saying you're gonna keep 7 on the roster?
Yeah, if you draft 2 receivers.
Like someone's got to move. Like,
right.
Sorry guys, Xavier Restrepo, see ya, buddy. Gets very crowded in a hurry.
Well, you get a practice squad, but
I know, but
But here is where we missed out on like the corners, right? Because now you've got Alante, you've got Flott, Williams, and Harris. Tough. So I think that's what we learned. The biggest exercise is that
you corners, take Tate, and then with the corner
really needs to be day 2. Day 2 is that, again, according to this exercise, and I think it's kind of consistent with most that I've done. You can do a corner on day 2, and if you don't, then you can hit corner again like 6th round. I think there's a gap.
Sure.
I think the 4th and 5th round corners have a gap because the interior O-line lives on that top of day 3.
The truth speaking truth.
Yeah, right. Wild. So how do we grade this? I want grades on this. I don't like. I think a C+ because Carnell Tate's a C-. That's stupid. Like that. I don't know.
I'd probably give myself a C+ on this because we probably should have gone corner instead.
But you're not giving it a C+ because Carnell Tate's a C-.
I'm grading our performance, not this draft. I would give this. I'd give this a solid B. You helped Cam Ward a lot in this draft, and you got a rotational edge that you wanted. Like, I'm not mad.
Yeah, I think we did. I think a B-.
That is a wild comment, but also very funny.
Because what would have happened if we did? We could just rerun this thing. You want to just rerun it real fast? Let's see how we get a new draft. All right. Kind of speed it up. Let's speed this baby up. 4 rounds. Because now we're gonna go not Carnell Tate.
Okay.
Oh well, he went through. Browns moved up.
Browns
for him.
trade up.
That?
All right, there you go.
The Browns watched our draft last time. All right, so we're gonna go Jeremiah Love.
All right. You're yes, A to Z chat, your daily Jeremiah Love draft, your daily Jeremiah Love mock.
Yeah, somebody said, hey, yeah, hit the like button, like the show.
Like the show.
We need more likes. More likes, guys. All right, so
I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
Yes, we have to.
I'm not doing it. I
Why?
don't condone it.
JT,
because it's not real.
The rules. It's the rules.
It's not real.
These are the rules.
Fine. Is this the one? This is the one universe where it happens? Sure. It's the one universe where it happens.
Oh, man. Boom. Everybody look at
what do we think about Pregnon at 35?
35? I at some point in the next 3 weeks, we will redo my 35 rankings and include Pregnon and who's the other? Basantis.
Sure. Okay.
So here we are. This
receiver.
is okay. So now we've gone double up, Love and Cooper. So now we're really got to go either corner or edge.
Yeah.
Right. Of this group.
I like Julian Neal.
Hey, there's no
or Danny Day.
Where our boy Stooks go?
I think he's just down the board more.
No, he should be. Do they have him safety?
Yes.
Okay. But he's not. He can do.
Yeah.
Right.
I like. Yeah. I mean, he'll be, if he's a corner, he'll play in the slot at nickel. So.
Which is kind of what we're talking about. The Titans needing, right?
Sure.
So we don't need to make the same mistake twice, do we?
No, but we have not touched the edge rusher position.
Right.
So
what could there be edge at 101?
Maybe. Like my ranking here, I would be Julian Neal. Scroll down a little bit where
Julian Neal's not there.
Yes.
Where?
Down more. There he is. Julian Neal, Dennis Sutton, Romello Height, Traden Stukes, Joshua Joseph is how I would do it. It's my board.
So Neal's the top of your one?
Yeah.
I've done a lot of Julian Neal drafts.
I like Julian Neal. Had a very, very good Senior Bowl.
So the edge rushers all went.
Screw edge rusher. Do you really need one?
Nah, they got plenty, right?
And then interior offensive line.
Yeah, this is that spot, right? Yeah. We're right here looking at San Hex again.
Sure. Screw edge rusher. We don't need him.
B+.
We don't need him. Yeah. Listen. I will gladly eat crow and be wrong. If Omar Cooper Jr. is there, sure. It's not happening. But it's a fun exercise.
I mean, so yeah, Knicks. Now that is a draft.
Yeah. An unrealistic one.
Look at that pretty green A next to Jeremiah Love.
True.
So I think I will never disagree with the idea of Jeremiah Love at 4 allows you to play the board the best.
Right. I agree. It kind of saw that play out in real time right there.
Yeah.
So.
And this is like the third time that I've done like a public exercise of playing the board the best way. And it's worked out every time to my favor. Because you're drafting you want to draft best player available within like the range and what you need. Yeah. And if Jeremiah Love is the number one player on the board for so many people and teams, and you get him at 4, and then your best players available start to become wide receivers and edges and corners on day 2, and then your best players available are your interior O linemen at 101, then you're just winning. You're just allowing it to fall to you. Like we've got 28 days, 27 days to the draft. It's 4 weeks from tonight. I will continue to scream this.
Mm-hmm.
Jeremiah Love at 4 allows the best player available to fill your team needs.
Sure.
So I got 4 weeks to go to continue to
more
scream
data.
this to whoever will
More
listen.
data to help fit the narrative.
Nate just says too effing bad. But even if it's not Omar Cooper let's just go back to 35 and just see, okay, if JT's thoughts of Omar Cooper Jr. not being realistic, then here we go. Let's just look at the other receivers that could have been options here. It's just the tiniest little thing. Let me just go back to the actual draft here. So other receivers that were on the board, looks like there was a little bit of gap, but Chris Brazel's there. Jeremy Bernard, who I like Jeremy Bernard a lot. I think Jeremy Bernard's yard after catch ability can help this football team.
He's been very underrated.
Yeah, he ran fast enough. And then there's the Chris Bell idea, but I still think I guess the receivers went Casey Concepcion 27 and Boston went 16 to the Jets here. Jordan Tyson 14,
Where'd Lemon go?
8.
Ooh.
So anyway, I think those are good options here. So I will just continue to scream that the best way to go, Jeremiah Love at 4. All right.
Yeah.
Trivia time. Yes, I just got to flip over a little Daily Dozen here and just change my little screen share. Boom, there we are. And JT, if you want to hit that graphic.
Yep.
Because
the show, hit the like button.
All right. Hopefully this will be better than yesterday because yesterday.
I saw Ann commented. I saw Bustin earlier. I don't see him now though. So who needs him?
All right, here we are. NFL and around the world. Joe Jurevicius played in the Super Bowl for 3 different NFC teams: Seattle, New York, and blank. Oh, Joe Jurevicius, Seattle, and New York, and Seattle, Denver.
Denver didn't. I don't
know. Not in the 2000s.
Like the 2000. Is this mean like 2000 to 2010?
The Bucks, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It was Bucks. Cars introduces a compact pickup in 2004, but newer models are more midsize. A Chevy model named after a U.S. state.
What's a car that's named after a state?
I don't know.
Colorado.
Colorado. Duh. That should have been a lot easier.
I don't know cars.
I didn't know it was a compact TV. Bob Odenkirk, Glenn Howerton, and Kate Walsh, and Colin Hanks all had roles on the first season of this FX anthology series that debuted in 2014. I have seen this, but I do not remember what it's called. I've seen like maybe a half of an episode.
2014. This is before
FX.
Fargo?
We got multiple Fargos.
Yeah, it might be Fargo.
Okay, movies. Recently adapted to a TV show, Tom Hanks played a homeowner. We got a little Hanks theme here. Played a homeowner who suspects his new neighbors might be part of a murderous cult. This 89 dark comedy. That sounds awesome. Sounds like Disturbia, but the 80s version of it.
Recently, I know this show. I watched it.
Birds? The Burbs?
Maybe.
Okay, music.
All right.
This singer had number 1 hits in the UK in the 2000s, 2010s with Smile, The Fear, and Somewhere Only We Know, and is the sister of an actor who played Game of Thrones Theon Greyjoy. So female.
Yeah. I got nothing. Man,
Yeah.
this is another one. I'm just
Lily
Lily
Allen.
Allen. Is that
I
her
mean,
name, chat? Lily, sure. Just rip it.
okay.
That's two people.
Beverages.
Enough.
Introduced by Coors in '89, this brand of beer typically comes in blue cans with its name in white and yellow print and features always smooth. JT, this is your lane.
It's not. Wait, what? Always. I mean, it's not Coors Light.
No. JT.
I don't know this one. I don't.
This is
I
not
don't drink
Busch?
Coors.
No, the introduced by Coors.
Oh,
Is Busch. Right?
Is it?
Or is this Keystone?
it might be Keystone. I don't know. I don't.
Keystone. Okay. Keystone.
Yeah, I don't drink.
College
drink
basketball.
Keystone.
Before becoming an all-star and NBA champion, this All-American UConn shooting guard hit a game-winning buzzer beater to beat Washington the 98 Sweet 16. Oh, 98 UConn.
I was -2 years old.
Oh, God. I'm not going to be able to get Ray Allen out of my freaking mind, but it's obviously not Ray Allen. 98 UConn. Rip Hamilton? Yeah, that's it. Rip Hamilton. Richard. I guess I got to go Richard.
Sure, man.
Dude, the Detroit Pistons PA announcer, the best intros outside the Chicago Bulls starting lineup. Kurt Suzuki, the new manager of what AL team?
That is the Los Angeles Angels. He beat out Albert Pujols for that.
That is Steve Martin.
That's okay.
That's Steve Martin.
Felicity Huffman says Ann coming back. Sure, do it. Yeah. We don't doubt Ann.
Right?
We do not doubt Ann.
Bang.
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 You don't doubt Ann. She's back. She's back.
Yeah. Look at that, Ann. 9%.
That's what you don't. When Ann types, we listen, especially on women in Celebrity Mashup.
Mm-hmm. Pretty good. Pretty good. It was a tougher board.
Yeah. We did better though. We did better.
Yesterday, did you catch that what yesterday was when we finished it? 9.
Wow.
That number was 9.
That's crazy.
So, all right. Tomorrow on a Friday, dueling
Big
mock
show.
draft. Me versus Easton. Ding, ding, ring that bell. Dueling mock drafts between us two. So make sure you hit that like button.
I'm sure his will be very smug.
Oh, yeah, of course. Of course. Like the show on the way out. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Lots of great content. Easton did have
super chat.
Did we? Oh, no. Did we?
I think so.
Uh-oh.
Gonzo says, what about my super chat?
Time
out. Time out.
Time out.
We didn't end it. We're here. Hello. Gonzo.
DK, Imana, Ridley, Restrepo, Robinson, wide receiver, and Bellinger and Helmet, tight end. Titans need to get love, then focus on the pass rush and O-line. Wide receiver shouldn't be looked at until at least the 4th round. I disagree. I think day 2 is the wide receiver spot. You could find you could find Bryce Lance and a couple others. There's some wide receivers that you can find in the 4th round that are very quality, and we don't know who's going to fall, but I find the value of the wide receiver being day 2. Corners day 2. You can get edge day 2. Titans can only get 2 of those 3. So
I don't hate the idea of being one and done at receiver because he just listed a bunch of people.
I'm with you.
I don't hate the idea that you have to be one and done. Where you take it, I think that's why I'm kind of with you. 35 or 66 feels like the sweet spot because they can find their guy that they believe in the most with the most potential. And so that is your guy. in this draft. And then I think, rounds out a room really nice. But you don't need more than one because look at all the names he just listed.
JT, I have an idea. I got a miniature segment to branch off of that conversation that we are going to record right after we end this video, and it'll be up on our YouTube channel later today.
Oh, there you go.
So
okay,
that's that.
Sounds good.
So thank you, Gonzo, for the super chat and making my next step in this workday easier. Hat tip to you, sir. All right, now like the show. Now, like the show, subscribe to the channel, because I just teased a YouTube video that is going to be a different conversation that we didn't have today with JT just there. So hit that like button, and that video will be out maybe in a few hours. But JT is going to have to edit it before the Mets game starts. So we'll catch you guys later on. Appreciate it as always. See you later.